Hi, this is Akshit, and in this video we'll see how you can run simulation on a RAG agent. So first of all, this is the agent that we have built using Vercel AI SDK, and over here it's a RAG agent. So that means whenever I put a new resource or a fact to this agent, then it stores those stores the embeddings of my resource in a vector database. And whenever I try to recall those resources or facts, then it goes to the vector database, fetches the relevant context, gives it to the LLM, and then brings the relevant resources back. So this agent is deployed on Vercel. So that means I can chat with this agent. So that my agent endpoint on which I can chat is /API/chat. So I go to the agents and I click on HTTP endpoint. I create a new agent over here, AI SDK RAG, and I put my agent chat endpoint over here. So over here in the headers, I've put the X Vercel protection bypass just to bypass the authentication of Vercel, but this is totally up to you and your authentication and authorization features. In the body, my agent expects the user input like this, where I put the message, ID, role, and parts, and over here I put the user input message. And every agent session should be unique. So I put a new variable which is called a session ID, and as soon as you create a variable over here, it gets visible over here, and you can put a unique session ID. So for this session, I can put like test session 001, and when I say hey and send it to my agent, I get a response back. Like this, I can chat with this agent. I can give it a new resource, let's say some book or some video, some courses or some facts, and then if my LLM does not know about those facts or resources, it is going to store them in a vector database. So you can either simulate your agent manually by having a chat with it, having a conversation with it, or you can use a simulation feature by Maxim, using which you can automatically simulate your agent on various agent scenarios, and you can compare them with the expected steps that should be taken by the agent. So for that, you go to the datasets, and over here I have prepared this dataset for our RAG agent, where I've defined 5 agent scenarios. So first of all, the agent scenario is that the agent is going to chat with a frustrated user seeking quick fix for login issue. And over here, the expected step should be agent greets empathetically and asks for specifics. If user provides app specific details, agent calls get information, login troubleshooting to retrieve the key tips from from the resource database. Agent summarizes relevant steps. If user shares a new workaround, agent calls add resource with concise summary. So that means, first of all, agent will try to get some information from our database. If there are no steps found, agent might ask the user to provide some steps. If those steps are once provided, that's a new information for the agent, and that information should be persisted. So that information will be stored in our vector database. Agent confirms the resolution and offers follow-up. Okay, great. Similarly, in the next scenario, we have a curious user exploring product capabilities. So for this one, the expected steps should be agent answers general questions directly with world knowledge, which LLM is already having. When user asks for product specific example, agent calls get information to a ground response. Agent gives structured answers with example. If user provides some useful tip, link, agent calls add resource to save. Agent invites next question. So these are some of the expected steps. And in some cases, agent might not be able to save the resource, agent might not be able to get the resource. So all of those actual steps taken by the agent should be evaluated against the expected steps. So let's see how it goes. And for every session, we should have a unique session ID. So that's why all of these are unique session IDs. Okay. So now let me go back to my HTTP endpoint and let's go to test. This is a simulated session. So I'll click on the simulated session. I'll select my dataset from the drop down. User persona, let's click on, let it be empty because our persona is defined in the agent scenario itself. And response field should be text, because as you can see over here, my response comes as a JSON with the field text values. And because this is a multi-turn simulation, so I'll select some relevant evaluators from our evaluator store. One can be agent trajectory and second can be task success. So let's go with these evaluators, agent trajectory and task success. So let's click on trigger test run and let's see what we get. So our simulation is running. So now it is going to go ahead, create this agent scenario, chat with the agent, bring all the responses, and then run the evaluator on that session. We'll be able to see the evaluation cost, average latency, and the final result for every evaluator. So this is the final simulation report. Our agent trajectory has overall failed, but task success has overall passed. So let's go and analyze the individual session. So for the first session, where both agent trajectory and task success have failed, evaluation cost was $0.01 and average latency is 6000 milliseconds. So let's open it up and let's click on this icon and let's go and see where our agent got failed. So first of all, user said, I'm having a problem logging into my account and it's really frustrating. Can you help me fix it quickly? Agent said, sorry, I don't have any specific instruction to help you with the login issue. Then agents put some basic information like put your email, password, username or something. But because our vector database was empty initially, so it was not able to find any relevant information from the embedding database. Okay. I have already tried checking my credentials and resetting my password, but I'm still unable to log in. Is there something else I can do to resolve it? Here are some additional steps you can try to resolve the login issue. Clear browser cache. Some basic information, no relevant information or actual information was provided. I've already cleared my browser cache, cookies, tried different browsers, devices, but nothing seems to work. Can I get direct assistance from the support team? Again, it did not have any information about the support team because her embedding database is currently empty. So finally, user login issue was not resolved. Maybe it could have asked from the user to provide some steps so that it can save it in its information. But again, that is not expected completely from the agent. So we can say that task was not completed. So that's why agent trajectory was not properly followed, because the expected steps were something else and the actual steps taken by the agent are different, and task also finally failed. So both the evaluator failed. Let's go and see this final entry where both the evaluators have passed. I want to tell you about a new internal fact. The company's new product, an AI powered drone, is called Skybot. Got it. I've noted the company's new product, AI powered drone, is called Skybot. And now the user is asking, can you tell me what's the company new product is called? So agent had persisted this information about Skybot. So that's why when the user again asked about that product, agent was able to retrieve that information and provide it to the user. So we can say that the agent trajectory is right and task is also successful. So that's why both the evaluators have passed this test. Like this, you can also simulate your agent by just bringing your HTTP endpoint of your agent on Maxim and then choose the relevant evaluators, create a proper data set which defines the agent scenarios, expected steps if you are evaluating or simulating your agent, and that's it. You can test your agent before you go to production. So till the next video, all the best for your AI journey.